Good evening.
Yeah, I can hear you.
So, and I guess you can see my screen also. You can see my screen, right?
Yeah, I can see your screen.
Oh. So, last day we discussed like how you create this normal thing, like if it's not the traditional way, I use like flatten everything and texture it. So now today we'll discuss like how to create texture for this kind of stuff, like how to plan texture, how to create it, how to do it. So let's I
Mhm.
and let's apply basic material. So now I have this basic preview mode where I can see the entire model with my wireframe. So now I need to plan out my entire section. So, right. So when like suppose for this part, I'm planning to create a texture 2K by 2K, not more than that. But I'll generate a detail which is the equivalent to 4K. So for that we are using TrimSheet. Because if I use a traditional way of texturing, I have to unwrap it properly and texture it directly on the base of UV. So what will happen, like whatever texture resolution is assigned to it, it will generate that detail only, right? But if we follow this technique, we can generate more texture density. So in this, like how we plan our texture is, I'm recording it. Yeah, okay. So how we plan is based on our surface deformation. We create this entire shape. Like, just slightly back and slightly like so that I can see everything. Everything kind of aligned with this surface. Now, you can see the other thing. I did this thing. So this base is my this thickness. This second segment is for this thickness. Now I have this thickness. So for this, I'll use multi-cut and one cut here and another cut for that thickness. Then I have this part. This is I'm showing you a simplified version of this thing, how to create this. Now I have this topmost segment where I have this flattish surface with flat texture. So if I want, I can keep a area here for this thing, or I can just simply view this section. So in this case, I'm going to create this part reason so that I can use this here, here, under here. So all those areas I can use it. That's why I'm creating this surface. Now after that, I have this base. So this base and this base can be same, right? So I can
Yeah.
use the same base here, and this top part I can use this top part. And for this pillar, now suppose for this pillar I need some design or pattern here. So in that case, that thickness plus the edge and the length of this area, three cuts, one, two, three, four cuts, and then we have this strip. This strip I can place it somewhere here and generate this. Now I have this arch. So for this arch, I'll create a band like this. For the side, I can use same texture again, same thing. This top part, I can create a brick or something. And for this section, I need this kind of angles. So there are like two ways. Either I can create them in my model, or I can just simply like use any one of these sections to create it. It can be like if I want to create it, I can do it like this, like 3 or 4, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, so 1, 2, 4, 4, and then repeat it. Same thing. Now I have another arch. Arch can be like this, and this top part I can use for some border, some design. So this is my basic shape. If I go to my front, you can see perfectly straight, basic planning. Basically, it's my basic planning. But this is all flat surface. I need to add design or pattern here. So in that case, what I'll do is, like suppose for this section, I had some design. This is my this section. Oh no, this section. This section. So in this section, suppose I have some design, some those U-shaped shapes. So what I'll do is, I'll take a cylinder. And scale it, delete half, and the back side is like doesn't really matter. And okay, cap it, close the hole. Go to front, use the mirror frame, grid you can switch off. It is on the edge or maybe below the edge slightly, and then duplicate, then shift D, D, D. So I see it is slightly size difference. So I'll select entire thing, click on this direction, X direction, and zoom in and press middle mouse button and scale it. But you can see, if I scale it like this, it scales everything individually. So I have to attach them and DB, move it to any of the corner, or click your X once again and so now we'll just adjust them edge to edge. It is slightly gap so it blends with rest of the shape. Now it's not visible. Now I got this thickness here, part of my design. Similarly, for this base, I need some rectangular shape, like as we have in our design, rectangle. Again, front, slight gap should be. So this time, you see, it's not matching. Again, same thing. Attach everything. Any of the corner are soft selection. So it's right now double click, soft selection, go to volume, slightly inside. So this gap, I have splitted this thing into two parts, half here, half here. Create this thing. So you can see like I have created this design, this base for this arch. I'm creating this design and like this, or maybe I can use this stick here wherever I want to use it. And then we have a couple of surfaces. So now select this entire thing. If I need this edge, like all the extruded part, shift and extrude it slightly. So now I have this extruded surface. Put slightly back, like slightly extruded, just the impression. Make sure delete any of this thing. Delete, and this technique also I have to delete, 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 delete. So I have deleted all these shapes. So now I have this like edges and everything. If required, so in this case, it is required. Okay? Let's do slightly, do this, do slightly, this, do slightly. The steps are required to get the volume correct. And create this shape. So once your shape is ready, you see my basic shape structure wise, it's ready. If there is any design pattern or anything I'm planning, I can definitely use it and do it. So now, and in this particular case, I can see there is no in between line. So what I have to do is I have to select connect component or connect component or connect tool and increase the number of subdivisions so that I have decent amount of divisions in between, and this is not my final model. Five, two, So now you can see now I have decent amount of polygon here and quite like nice fitting thing. Now in this case, if I want, I can make it thin, align with my shape, wall. Now I have this one, like the feel this thing. I want to use it here also, like this, thin lines. This will be then delete one, delete. I'm just randomizing this. Like it's not perfect, accurate. So I'm just taking a couple of here and there. This gives me little random broken part. Perfect. So let's see. I have picked this entire design. Now, after doing this, all these shape and everything, so like two things I have to do is I need to add supporting. Or for this, I can use Dynamesh also. I should have like added all the supporting to before the beginning. That would have saved me a lot of time. Supporting to hold the shape. Like this, I can like add supporting loop and create some shape or pattern. Or suppose I want to create some design, I can do it directly here. Or select this entire thing, attach, make it a one single solid geometry, export selection, OBJ, for trim, sheet. Now I'll import this into ZBrush, create all my detail, and then I'll like generate this texture, generate this texture, and then use this as my trim sheet. So, desktop, trim sheet, quads. You see everything is here. because I cannot see the back side, so I'm going to change the display to double. So both the side is visible. Change. So now I can see everything here. And first thing first, what I'll do is Shift F. There are two things I can do. Either I can use Z remesher, increase the poly count, and remesh the entire model. So you have decent amount of polygons to work with now, or you can use Dynamesh also. But in case of Dynamesh, if I use Dynamesh, it doesn't work on a single-sided plane nicely. It creates issue. So what I have to do is undo. Using same polygon, I'll go to Z modeler, and island. The entire island will be extruded. Front side or back side, any side, it will extrude and generate this thickness. Now if I want, I can use Dynamesh. And now you can see it's Dynamesh and no deformation, no errors or no issue. But if I use Dynamesh, you can see all details are gone. That means I need to increase the resolution. Still I can see things are gone. So I can either keep it like this, or I can just simply start working on this surface. So this is my basic surface. Perspective is drawn off. So I'll start adding detail. I'll go to surface, noise, and there's a rocky surface. I'll add some noise. You see, it's quite a intense this thing, but it's not very high poly. So subdivide, control T, subdivide, control T, subdivide, and apply to mesh. So like I say, it reduced the intensity based on my poly count, and I have decent amount of like polygons. Plus, I have this base generic surface detail throughout. Now I need to add some detail here. I need to create some pattern or something. So there are like multiple ways of doing it. So I can use a alpha here, standard brush, this thing, an alpha. Let's see if I have it on desktop. I'll go to Google, or I can go to Pixel Bridge. Mounted displacement and search for some random randomized surface cracks and all those things. Stone. So this is a stone surface. So I can use the rock stone or maybe this rock. See? Nice detail. So here I can go to setting, sport settings, or texture setting, and surface displacement is selected. So just cross-check that and down. It's done. Right click, go to files and open me this folder where I have the spreadsheet, ambient occlusion and displacement. Copy, go to ZBrush, alpha, and import, Control E, and you can see displacement map. Select OK, open. Let's read the displacement map and go to go to alpha, modify, and there's an option named surface. Click on surface. So what will happen? It won't deform the model. It will only add those detail on the surface. So without deforming entire model. You see, I can generate this pretty nice detail. Like we have nice cracks, nice surface detail, and if I want, there's no limit of detailing, so I can just simply add more details here, some cracks, some dents. The surface have more polygons. Now, one thing I can see, my base surface and his designs kind of uh, blends in together, and I don't want that. So what I'll do is I'll go to polygroup and click on auto polygroup. The entire polygroup is created. Select P. Then I'll go to geometry, clay polish. I'll apply little clay polish on this. So I'll get nice surface. You can see previously it was way too noisy and I'm not able to like see everything. So I just like modified this. I'm giving them extra clay. Now it's done. Release this thing. I can go to geometry, split, split two parts. So everything is separated. So why it's not separated? Yes, I have dynamic data system. It's kind of merged together. just right now I can see it's around 2 million. And if I want to add some detail, I can definitely do it manually, or I can add some detail here. So you can now you can see why I added those thickness here. Because if I when I add all those detail or surface detail, it can very nicely like store those information here. And let's see if we have some design that I can use. Not visible. So I have to subdivide it one more time. 8 million, like quite a high polygon. And now if the thing is visible nicely. Generate all those nice design. If you want to even add some more design or pattern or anything, you can do it very easily. You just use the paintbrush and generating those surface design from design I have added. Okay, okay. Now you understand like there's no limit of detailing. I can add more details. I can do more stuff very easily. If I want, I can like use this thing scan one more time to make this detail bit more crispy.
Okay. Where is that option surface?
It's under
Like
alpha,
use tool.
under alpha surface modify.
Okay. Okay.
So it won't modify the shape. It only add details to your surface.
Okay.
And it's adding some drop detail that looks like the drop. So one more thing we have to keep in mind, whenever we create a high poly in ZBrush, we have to keep it little extra because in while baking, it will lose little bit of detail. So we'll just keep things little extra, add all the detail. Just like I'm showing you very basic, like this is very basic and simple. I'm not doing any complicated stuff, so that you will understand it like what I am doing and how to use it. Once you're done with this, go to Z Plug, Destination Master, Process Stop. The meeting will end soon, so I'll restart it, rejoin it. Meeting. It's a quite a bit point for this, so it's taking a time. Escape it so that I can reduce 3 to 5 poly, delete it, and reduce 2 poly. Now it started process because 8 million is way too high. This operation completed. Deplug, decimate current, decimate the model. It's done. It's 4 lakh something, so which is like Substance can use it and read and generate all this thing. Now export this model. Desktop, for term sheet 5, term sheet underscore 5. Done. This, saving this. In case I need later, use substance. Now, bridge is also not required, but yes, now bridge is required. So I'll go to substance. Meeting will end soon, so I'll restart it and join. One more thing I have to do is I have to unwrap this base mode. So